down 13. There was good news today about the U.S. labor market just a day ahead of the August jobs report. First-time jobless claims unexpectedly rose by just 12,000 last week. They're still near multi-year lows, though. And planned corporate layoffs took a plunge in August, down 61% from July's levels. There was also good news about the services sector of the economy, which expanded at a healthy clip in August. That's thanks to a better labor market and robust consumer spending. Mortgage rates edging a tiny bit higher this week. They're still under 4%, though, for a 30-year fixed-rate loan. And pharmaceutical giant Pfizer keeps getting bigger. It just completed a $15 billion acquisition of Hospira, which makes injectable drugs. I'm Tom Busby, CNBC Radio.
Have you had trouble with online dating? This is eHarmony founder Dr. Neil Clark Warren. We've created a new solution, EH+. EH Plus combines the personal attention of a matchmaker with eHarmony's extensive pool of great singles. EH Plus gives you hand-selected matches and freedom from being online. Get started today. Call 855-930-LOVE. That's 855-930-LOVE.
Do you want to learn how to earn commissions of up to 20% by laundering millions of foreign dollars?
Well, we can't help you with that. But among the many IT problems we solve, Barracuda's email security solutions keep email phishing attacks like this from entering your business network and any valuable data from leaking out. Reclaim your network like 150,000 other businesses have. To learn more about stopping email-borne threats, visit barracuda.com/email.
Consider this your invitation to sell. At buysellmakeoffer.com, you can sell as much as you want for the next 60 days without paying any fees whatsoever. Sound incredible? It is, and it's true. Buysellmakeoffer.com is the new exciting way to sell your stuff online. Make extra money right now. Sell your old car, furniture, video games, household items, clothes, even your home. Sell anything that's legal. Load up your stuff to sell right now at buysellmakeoffer.com. This is your official invitation to get on board to sell your stuff right now. Free for the next 60 days. And once you see how easy it is, you'll want to sign up for more because there are no item fees. That's right. Take this opportunity to move items from the other guys and sell it for free. You might even win a Samsung tablet, Amazon gift cards, and other cool prizes. BuySellMakeOffer.com is the future of online selling. You can use Skype to talk to your buyer or seller. Plus, you can use video to showcase your items. BuySellMakeOffer.com.
Good afternoon. It's 12:03. I'm Di Rice with the only live local news here in the Inland Empire on Kcaa 1050 AM. Former NFL running back Lawrence Phillips has been charged with murder in the death of his cellmate, a former San Bernardino resident at Central California Prison. Phillips is suspected of killing 37-year-old Damian Seward at Kern Valley State Prison in April. Officials determined Seward was strangled. The Kern County District Attorney's Office said Phillips, 40, faces first-degree murder charges. Phillips was once one of the nation's top college football players at Nebraska. He played for the St. Louis Rams, Miami Dolphins, and San Francisco 49ers during a 3-year NFL career. And the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department marijuana enforcement team seized over 11,000 marijuana plants, over 170 pounds of processed marijuana, 1 pound of methamphetamine, psilocybin mushrooms, and 3 firearms in their latest 2-day operation. 34 suspects in Newberry Springs were identified and arrested, and 2 suspects were found to be convicted felons. County of San Bernardino has an ordinance prohibiting outdoor marijuana cultivations and marijuana dispensaries. The 2015 edition of the Lake Elsinore Grand Prix will happen after all, though at a different venue. Last month, organizers canceled the annual event staged from the Diamond Minor League Baseball Stadium because of the drought and Governor Jerry Brown's order to reduce water use statewide. The Grand Prix has been rescheduled for November 7th and 8th at Lake Elsinore Motorsports Park after discussions among park management, Lucas Oil off-road racing representatives, Grand Prix organizer Podium Productions, and city officials. The drought isn't as much of an issue at the Motorsports Park because it has its own reclaimed water supply. The Diamond's 7.2-mile route that looped through the hills and canyons required purchasing a huge amount of water that had to be distributed by trucks. Inland Empire weather, bit hazy out there today, cool, little slight breeze out there. Highs expected to get to about 81, overnight lows 60. Currently we are at 74 here in San Bernardino. Checking out your drive, you've got an accident which is blocking 2 lanes of the 38 eastbound just past Jinx Lake Road. That is here in San Bernardino. Injury, crash, and emergency crews are on hand. That's going to put you behind a little bit. Also through Fontana's, a little stop and go on the 15 northbound between Sierra and Glen Helen Parkway. And the southbound side is also busy between the 15 and the 215 split, also right there at Glen Helen. That is the very latest with news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind. KCAA 1050 AM with Dave Ramsey.
Sacrifice, determination.
You can be intentional about your character, your work ethic.
You've got to be on the same page.
Today we're calling to let you know we are debt-free, house and everything.
You have done really, really, really good. And you're not going to quit now.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious.
Intentionality, people. Celebrate the success.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show. We appreciate you joining us at Open Phones. The phone number is 888-825-5225. You jump in, we'll talk. Joining us this hour, the host of Chris Brown's True Stewardship, a radio show that we launched about 3 months ago that has absolutely gone bonkers. It's a Christian radio show on Christian Radio, 20 cities, and on a podcast as well. So Pastor Chris Brown is the host of it, answering questions of what the Bible says about money and other questions about money as well. So you can learn about all of that at stewardship.com. He's going to help me this hour answering questions as well. Welcome back, Chris.
Thank you for having me.
So we hit a big milestone, or we will hit it any minute now this week, right, with your show?
Yep, 1 million downloads on the podcast. So
wow,
pretty fun. I don't think we would have ever guessed 90 days, 1 million downloads, but pretty cool.
You need to tell your wife you're like a big deal.
She won't listen to me, Dave. She won't listen. I need you to tell her. Maybe
Holly. Hey, Holly, he's a big deal. 1 million downloads, man, in 90 days. That's amazing. And plus, we've got the 20 stations in 20 of the top cities in America carrying it on Christian radio. That's pretty cool. It's a 30-minute show, folks, and you can download it pretty easily. Chris Brown's True Stewardship. A lot of people listening to it on the podcast, obviously, and a lot of folks listen to this show and that show, as you know, depending on the amount of time they have in the car, running, or whatever they're doing. So we appreciate you guys out there. We appreciate you embracing the show from this audience, and that's a huge milestone. All joking aside, that's amazing. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Very well done. All right, we're going to start off this hour with David in Hartford, Connecticut. Hi, David. How are you?
Hey, good. How's everybody doing over there?
Better than we deserve, sir. How can I help?
All right, just had a question. My wife and I were on steps 4, 5, and 6. Currently considering a major purchase, upgrading our home, and just kind of wanted to help me walk through that decision to make sure it was an intelligent one. So I feel a little better about it. Like, the house isn't for sale right now, but we've sort of caught wind that it will be. And I want to make sure that I don't go into this making an emotional decision versus an intelligent one. So
good for you. That's the way to do it. Use some wisdom on it. Now, so your current home is worth what?
Approximately $360,000.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the one you would move to would be approximately what?
Probably closer to $5,000.
Okay. And how would you cover the difference?
I mean, essentially, I would take the equity out of my existing home and roll it into that home and probably take a mortgage out on the remainder of the balance.
So you're not really adding any cash to the equation. You're just going to increase your debt.
Yeah, I have about $200,000 in equity on my current home, so my feelings were that I'd roll that into the new home, and I'd be left with the same mortgage I had 3 years ago when I bought my existing home of, about $270 or whatever the remainder balance would be. So,
and your income is what?
I feel like I'm taking a step back, but at the same time, it's a home. It's kind of our dream home. We've been waiting for it to go on the market, type of thing. And
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with that. What's your income?
I make about $225 right now.
Okay. Can you pay the mortgage you're taking out on a 15-year fixed or less?
Can I pay my current mortgage?
No. Can you take the mortgage you'd be taking out, the new $300,000? You could put that on a 15-year, and it would be less than 25% of your take-home, wouldn't it?
Yes.
So that meets our guidelines. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't see any problems with it either. I think you've got. I guess if I were to, I want to ask. Is it a passion of yours to live in this house? How important is the house to you? I mean, is it? I would want to make sure that there's not some kind of spirit of discontentment where you're not content where you're at. But that's not there. I don't see any problem with it, at least from a financial perspective.
I mean, to answer that honestly, I think it's a little bit of both. We love this house that we're looking at, and we don't really care for the one we're in. So,
yeah,
I don't want to say that it's persuading me to buy anything, but the specific house would be a little bit more incentive to buy it, just due to the fact that I think it would,
yeah, that's fair,
bring some happiness to us.
That's fair. How old are you guys?
I'm 40. My wife's 38.
And you're making a couple $100,000, and you're going to have a house that's with a mortgage that's only $300,000. That's definitely doable. That's definitely doable. I don't think it's outside the realm of wisdom. The thing you don't want to do is just get in a pattern, and I don't think this is really for you, because I think when you buy this house, you're probably there a long time. But you don't want to get a pattern of doing this, a new 15-year mortgage every 3 or 4 years, and calling that wisdom, because effectively that becomes a 50-year mortgage. It's never going to go away because you keep starting over. So, the other thing I might look at is how much time is left on your current mortgage?
12 years.
Why don't you check into a 12 or less just for the fun of it, just so we don't do what I was talking about? But it's not the end of the world to put it on a 15. I would not do it on one day more than a 15 ever. But a 15 or less is fine. But if every time you moved you kept the same number of years remaining, or less, you're still going to get out of debt within 12 years. And if next time you did it, it was 10 years, and next time you did it, it was 7, and so on, you'd be fine. For some of the rest of you, I think in your case, David, you're going to be in this house a while. So, good. All right, Sue is with us in Denver. Hi, Sue. How are you?
Hey, how are you? I'm good.
Good. How can we help?
Been listening to your show for probably a couple months now. Did a trial budget last month, and just kind of played with it to see if it was. I find that we have a lot of expendable cash sitting around that we're spending, and so I started putting a plan to it. My husband's a little tentative. He calls it my plan and not his, or not ours. So, which is my goal, to get him really involved with this. He's positive about it. He's not negative, but I just need him to understand how much we could live on his salary and deposit mine in the bank if we really got after this.
Gotcha. Okay, Chris?
Well, I think just, you've got two things. One, I mean, you got to, first of all, make sure that you're going after the same goals. I would start there. Starting with your goals. So if he's not involved in the process, or not engaged in the process, or not excited about the process, well, I'm sure he can get excited about your goals. Start there. You might need a financial date night. Maybe you guys can grab maybe a cup of coffee, or maybe sit by the pool and just talk about where you're headed, and to get him excited about that. Then it's more about how do we get there, and less about the number crunching. And if you say you've only been doing it for 1 month?
Yeah, we did a trial month last month, or I did, and this month I put it down to the nuts and bolts as best as I could.
Yeah, I would take this off of the financial arena and make it a marriage issue, and say, honey, this is something we need to work on together. I don't need you to do the details. I don't mind doing the details, but What I do need you to do is walk with me making these major decisions together.
Yeah.
And so as a married couple that we're deciding our life together, then I'll go do the details. I don't mind doing the details. But I don't want to do them, and I don't want to do this where it's my plan and like I'm your mommy. I don't have any desire to be your mommy. And you can talk to him like that. He'll get it. Mm-hmm. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, this is Bob with Real Estate Talk with Bob and Randy. Tune in every Thursday afternoon from 3 until 4 at Kcaa Radio 1050, and we will be there to answer your real estate questions, the latest real estate news, and to talk to the leaders of the real estate industry. Our Real Estate Talk, you can find out how to stop your foreclosure, first-time homebuyer information, loan modifications, different kinds of loans you can buy with, short sale strategies, and real estate investing and more. So don't forget, tune in every Thursday afternoon at 3 for Real Estate Talk with Bob and Randy. You'll be glad you did.
It works. It's affordable for followers of Christ. This is, in fact, an actual ministry. It's not just a word in the title of your organization.
There's a wonderful model that members in all 50 states, they pay a monthly membership fee. If they have medical bills, they send those bills into us. We send the money to the member who then pays the bills. That model works because it finds its basis in the Bible in Acts chapters 2 and 4. That's what we do, and we are legal, plus we are more affordable.
You can go to chministries.org. That's chministries.org. And on their website, you can get every answer that you could possibly ever need, and you can communicate with their amazing team. So check it out now, chministries.org.
This is KCAA.
Tired of spending too much money on an ad and then trying to find your ad in the newspaper, buried among hundreds, even thousands of other ads? Isn't it time you got a great deal when you were trying to sell that car, that dining room set, that refrigerator, or offering your handyman services? Now you can in the Nickel Shopper. For as little as $7.50 per week, your ad can be seen by thousands of eyeballs in the high desert, and they're getting the Nickel Shopper for free. Call today to place your ad in the Nickel Shopper, 760-646-3654, or go to thenickelshopper.com for all the details, 760-646-3654. The Nickel Shopper. Now in the IE.
We are farmers. We are all day long doers. Agriculture isn't just our industry, it's our way of life. We invest in equipment that's long lasting, economical, and environmentally conscious because that's what it takes to do the job right. We're all about greater horsepower and cleaner emissions, new implements, more attachments, better technology, and dependable engineering. For all your ag equipment needs, we are Kubota.
If you like jazz, you'll enjoy getting together with me. I'm Tommy Hawkins, a Jazz Hawk. Tune into my show, Just Jazz, Saturday nights from 10 to midnight on KCAA 1050 AM.
It's time for some Dillylicious food at Pizza Dilly. Pizza Dilly Pizza in Colton, home of the famous 2-foot pizza with 32 slices of simply the best Dillylicious Pizza Dilly mouth-watering pizza. Pizza Dilly has all kinds of lunch specials Monday through Friday, starting at $3.99. All Dillylicious. So stop by, refresh, refuel, have a cold drink, and enjoy a tasty salad or our great specialty Dillylicious sub sandwich or our simply Dilly Lightful Pizza Dilly Wings. Pizza Dilly is also People Dilly because your friends are all over there enjoying one of Pizza Dilly's giant screens, watching one of their favorite teams. And if you love the Dodgers, you will love Pizza Dilly, your hometown Dodger station all year round. So come on in, enjoy a great pizza, and enjoy Pizza Dilly, the real Dilly deal at 194 East Valley Boulevard in Colton, or call 909-370-0242. 909-370-0242.
Check us out on Instagram where you can watch videos, see pictures, and listen to audio of all your favorite KCAA shows. That's right, KCAA 1050 AM is now on Instagram. Go get your account.
Brown of the radio show Chris Brown's True Stewardship, our Christian radio show that is broadcast on Christian radio 30 minutes every day, joins us this hour to help me answer the questions. You can learn more about him and about the show and the show's locations, as well as make sure you get signed up for the podcast, however you want to take the show. You can do all of that at stewardship.com. Lee's with us in Denver. Hey, Lee, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, I am one of those people that wished I would have known about you 20 years ago. However, I'm calling because I didn't know about you, and I do feel like that my husband and I have done okay.
Okay.
We are not in debt except for our home. We owe $150,000 on that. But my big question for you is, I'm 59, and I had taken out a annuity over 10 years ago. Well, it's not over because it matures in January. And it's my question is, I have a gentleman that's wanting me to, when it matures, put it into another annuity. And I don't know that that's the smart decision.
How much is in it?
Do I pay the taxes on it?
How much is in it?
$280,000 in it.
Okay. And how much other nest egg do you guys have?
My husband has $330 in his 401k. You know, there's other small things. I have an annuity that just matured that had $60,000.
What'd you do with it?
Well, I haven't officially done anything with it yet.
Good.
It was I was going to take it out and pay our home off, or help pay our home off. Except then I got looking at it, and it was a Roth, and I thought, well, that's not smart to do that. But I was working with a gentleman just to invest it, pull it out of the annuity.
And put it in a good investment in the Roth, which is probably wise. I like that.
Yes.
Yeah, the other one's not a Roth, though, the 280?
It is not.
Okay. All right. I personally would pay off your house out of that.
You would?
Yeah, I would. You've got $500,000. You've got over $500,000 saved. You owe $150,000 on your house, and I want you debt free going into retirement.
Okay. Well, that's what I kept thinking because we've been through FPU. But then it's like, it's the same question probably that everybody always has. I'm older, and so do we just continue on with this, putting a little bit of money away and paying off at the house at the same time?
Well,
but you would rather see us have the house paid off.
Yeah, because you can do it at this stage with no penalties. Now, as far as the rest of the money goes, I would not use an annuity unless you're looking for some specific benefits of an annuity, all right? Now, what we use, the only annuities we ever recommend are after your home is paid off, if you want to invest some that into a growth stock mutual fund through a variable annuity. And that would be the only kind I would ever say is okay, and it's only after your house is paid off. Then, in that case, if you want to do that, you're going to pay extra fees more than just investing in mutual funds to the annuity company. But what you'll get for those extra fees is a guarantee on the principal that if you passed away, if the thing had gone down in value, they would guarantee at least your husband that amount. You'll also get a guaranteed floor on the interest rate, and you can name a beneficiary on the annuity so it goes directly to someone upon your death and bypasses probate. So there's a little bit of estate planning help as well. None of that is a big deal in your world. So unless you're just really, really, really scared of the market in terms of investing in mutual funds, I personally would not use an annuity for the rest of it. If you want to, then you can check with our endorsed local providers and they can show you how to do that. But I would take enough out to pay the home off. What do you think, Chris?
Well, I think going into retirement completely debt-free is where you want to go. And anytime you can transfer that over to mutual funds, that annuity, without paying the fees or paying the least amount of fees possible is really where you want to go. So, yeah.
So, okay, perfect. That's it. All right, Michelle is with us in Las Vegas. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Great. How can we help?
Well, I have to tell you that I just started using your Every Dollar, and it's amazing. As a matter of fact, I called your support team, and the person in your customer service was great and nice, and I am amazed at all the things you can do and how detailed you can get it done.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love it. So I have a question about it because it's new to me. There, for instance, in Las Vegas, obviously the weather fluctuates. So I have a budgeting question regarding utilities. In the summer, my electricity bill could be well over $300, and in the winter, it could be down as low as $80. Do I just average out the whole year, or literally month to month, do I guesstimate what I think it's going to be?
Chris?
Well, you can get records of what the utility bill has been for the last 12 months and kind of be able to estimate that way. Or you can call your utilities and ask them to streamline it, to kind of do a straight line billing where it's kind of they take an average over the year and you can just kind of do it on average.
Or you can change it every month to adjust for whatever month this is, which is, I've got a higher gas bill in the winter for heat and a lower gas bill in the summer because we don't use much gas in the summer. So that kind of thing. You can choose to adjust it monthly, or budget billing would be two possible things. Chris is right. Does that make sense?
One more question that I have is I'm just trying to figure out how detailed I need to be. So, for instance, I have, an alarm company that I pay quarterly to. Something like that. Do I divide it into every 3 months and just set aside that payment each month?
That one's probably small enough. You could just remember to do it each time you do your monthly budget. You need to do a new, unique monthly budget every month. And so the month that's like $45, right? A quarter?
No, it's $120 roughly every 3 months.
For your home alarm?
For my home alarm company, yeah.
That's a little rich. Okay. But anyway, if you can handle that without budgeting and saving up for it in that 1 month, if that doesn't throw that month a kilter, then you could just let it lay there. If it's something expensive, like let's say your property taxes, you pay them separate from your mortgage, then yeah, you would want to save up monthly to where when that big annual bill comes, then you're ready to go on that. But a smaller bill that just comes every so often, then you just put it in your budget that month. You should do a unique budget, folks, every single month, a different one. And because, only 1 month has Christmas in it. Only 1 month has a turkey in it for Thanksgiving. Only 1 month has a vacation in it, hopefully, or something like that. That kind of stuff. And so the kids are off from school in the summer. They're not off from school in the winter. So daycare may come or go. All these different things adjust. So you need to adjust and do it unique every month. Chris, when you and I are coaching people, we see that make a big difference when they start doing that.
Oh, of course. For me, this month, it's been back to school costs. It's been nuts. I feel like I'm getting nickel and dime to death. 25 here, 35 here. It's a tough one. And, with gifts, I think at the beginning of the year, you got to ask yourself, what am I going to do with gifts? Are you going to buy coworkers gifts? Are you going to buy teachers gifts? You got to ask yourself that because you can get nickel and dimed on gifts all year long. And so each month, you got to know how many gifts am I going to buy? Otherwise, the month's going to happen and you're going to get to the month, I got to buy them a gift. I got to buy them a gift. I've got this charge. And you got to be careful. So every month, it's got to be unique.
And one of the things I ended up doing when I very first started this, I had my car insurance 25 years ago, I started doing this stuff. I had my car insurance on quarterly. Mm-hmm. And I just switched it to monthly. Gotcha. I just made everything where it was smoother and easier and more of a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Anything I could switch to, like on her alarm as an example, I might switch that to monthly. I might also switch companies, but
that's
a little rich.
Yeah.
But I anything you can take from quarterly or annual payments to monthly payments, as long as there's not some kind of a big upcharge for doing that, then it sure does smooth things out. And certainly what you mentioned, the budget billing that allows the streamlining on utilities, that's a big help to a lot of people. And they're usually fairly accurate on that.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
They don't mess that up too badly most of the time. Chris Brown joins us this hour from Chris Brown's True Stewardship. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
This is KCAA.
California headline news, the state attorney general introducing Operation Open Justice. Kamala Harris calling on more transparency from both the public and the police in dealing with confrontations, holding police accountable for their actions while still supporting their efforts, asking researchers and others to promote safety ideas.
I am issuing a challenge today. Take a look at this information, analyze it, and give us your thoughts about what makes for better public policy.
The public will be given access to raw numbers on arrests, deaths, and attacks on police. Trial continuing for a Southern California doctor accused of killing patients with prescriptions.
Dr. Lisa Singh facing second-degree murder charges in the overdose deaths of 3 patients after prosecutors say she ignored several warnings, including the overdose deaths of 12 patients overall, and continued prescribing powerful painkillers like OxyContin.
Correspondent Maria Schiavo Campos, Singh facing 45 years to life if convicted. Geico weather, dry and warm. Jeff Scott, California News.
If your computer is running slow, go to mycleanpc.com and get a free computer diagnosis. In minutes, you can activate MyCleanPC software to clean out the junk that may be slowing down your computer. Increase your computer speed today with mycleanpc.com. That's mycleanpc.com.
Hi, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green, the concentrated cleaner that's perfect for making your auto, RV, cycling, boating, and other sporting equipment look like new again. Visit us at simplegreen.com.
Simple Green. If you ever gave your wife an impact wrench for her birthday, then CarQuest Auto Parts is for you. If your idea of an impulse purchase is a 300-amp crank assist battery charger, then CarQuest is for you. If even your work gloves have calluses, then CarQuest Auto Parts is for you. That's because CarQuest is for guys who really know and care about their car. With over 800,000 available parts, CarQuest is serious auto parts. Visit CarQuest.com.
The 9th Annual Inland Empire's largest mixer returns to the Ontario Convention Centre Wednesday, October 21st. Discover new business service providers from nearly 200 exhibitors. Connect with potential customers. Build and create new business relationships, all while sampling from local restaurants and caterers. The largest mixer is open to the entire business community. Wednesday, October 21st at the Ontario Convention Centre. Admission is just $20. For exhibitor and attendee information, visit iemixer.com for Inland Empire's largest mixer.
Are you particular about the vitamins and supplements you take? Have you found that the big chain stores simply don't have what you need? Then you should know about the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. You'll find rock-bottom prices on gourmet, top-quality vitamins and mineral supplements at the Vitamin Center. Get 30% off on all supplements and homeopathic products. All, not just selected merchandise. In addition, you'll find 30% off on all cosmetics, soaps, shampoos, toothpaste, makeup, hair coloring, and lip gloss. And all tea products are discounted 20%. Why go anywhere else? See for yourself at the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills, 5007 Canaan Road in Agora Hills. Or check out the savings and place your order online, VitaminCenterAgoraHills.com. Start saving by getting what you need from the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. And tell a friend that the Vitamin Center ships nationwide. Call 818-707-0005. That's 818-707-0005. The Vitamin Center of Agora Hills.
Kcaa. Here's your Money Minute with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
If you follow the markets, you've probably been getting seasick lately. But what if I told you that market volatility can be a good thing? If you're a bargain hunter, this is your coupon. So keep your shopping list handy. If you're a long-term investor with plenty of time before retirement, the money going into your 401k each month will buy more shares when the markets are down. And if you have a good financial plan, you can relax while others worry, because that plan will carry you beyond today's headlines. Of course, you should always consider professional guidance before making any financial decisions. That's your Money Minute. I'm Mo Ansari.
For more tips on investing during market volatility and other investment topics, listen to Market Wrap weekdays at 5 p.m. on this station. For a free consultation with Mo Ansari, call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Freeway Auto Center is your road to home. Now open and ready to send you home in a much better car than you're driving now. Freeway Auto Center has a special phone number for KCAA listeners. Get ready, get a pen. Here's the number you need. Right now, in the 909 area code, call 269-8731. Got it? 269-8731.
That's the number you need for Freeway Auto Center. Just call 909-269-8731 and ask for the road to home. You may need to unload a car that costs more to fix than you paid for it. Maybe you need a dependable car for your kids to go to college. Maybe it's just time. Freeway Auto Center on Waterman, north of the 10, has the selection you're looking for. Freeway Auto Center will get you there. Call 909-269-8731. That's 269-8731. That's your number for Freeway Auto Center.
Larry Burnett here, inviting you to join me for Open Season, Fridays at 6 p.m. right here on KCAA. It's three guys dropping gloves, tackling issues, and swinging for the fences. Great sports talk right here on KCAA AM 1050.
Thank you for joining us, America. This is the Dave Ramsey Show, where we teach you to live on less than you make. Concept Congress can't grasp. Joining me this hour, Chris Brown from Chris Brown's True Stewardship. He does a daily talk radio show on Christian radio, 30 minutes long every day. You can find it at stewardship.com. The 20 cities that broadcast the show, as well as the hookup for the podcast, which we've just, Chris announced a little bit earlier, are passing this week the millionth podcast download already and only 90 days in. So you can find Chris on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram at Chris Brown on Air. That's his handle on all of them. Chris Brown on Air. Kristen is in Springfield. Hi, Kristen. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave.
Hey.
Well, my question today is, I'm having trouble with working at my budget. I go on to the Every Dollar, I put in all the information, it tells me I should have this much left over, and I apply that to my Snowball. What winds up happening then is I use the the weekly tool to go through and say, okay, on this paycheck, I get paid biweekly, not the 1st and the 15th. So my paycheck could come on a Wednesday that's a 15th, or on the 12th or 10th or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I wind up at the end of the month, instead of maybe taking some of the money that should go to my debt Snowball, I use that, my mortgage is due on the 1st of the next month, and that's maybe a few days after my next paycheck comes, or a few days after my first paycheck comes, and I don't necessarily put it where it needs to go when I go into the next month's bills.
Okay. Chris?
So how do I manage that?
Yeah, Kristen, actually, I'm not a little unsure of the question, the exact question in that particular feature. Could you explain a little bit more into what you're actually? So what is the issue? I mean,
well, I get paid every other week, and so does my husband. So I budget for the month, but then I got paid on the 28th of last month.
What does that matter?
And made my mortgage payment.
Oh, because you didn't have the mortgage payment. You didn't have the mortgage payment budgeted out, and you took it out anyway.
I kind of went, okay, well, my mortgage.
So you're not sticking to your budget.
To an extent, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily.
If you lay out a budget that does not include a mortgage payment, and then you pay a mortgage payment out of it, of course it's going to screw it up.
I include it, but I go, oh, well, September's mortgage payment is due, but maybe I won't get, it's technically due on the 1st, but you got the 15-day grace period, and I don't really
I want you to pay your mortgage payment. I want you to pay your mortgage payment 5 days early. So what is happening? It sounds like you're trying to take 2 mortgage payments out of 1 month.
Yeah, I guess I'm just I'm getting ahead and then not necessarily paying
let's
every other week.
Let's set every dollar to the side for just a moment, okay?
Okay.
Let's say that you took a yellow pad and you wrote down where every one of your dollars were going to go.
Okay.
And every dollar, you had your income at the top, and every dollar other than that had an assignment, had a mission, right?
Okay.
If you do that and you stick to it, you're not going to have a problem. Now, if you use every dollar in that way, which is how it's designed, you're not going to have a problem. Now, it sounds like that you need to budget for your house payment to come out of your last check of the month, not the first check of the next month. And I think that'll solve part of your problem, too.
Okay.
Yeah, because
in other words, let's budget for October's house payment to come out the end of September's budget before October gets here.
Okay.
And you're a little bit ahead that way, and that keeps you paying your mortgage payment slightly early rather than trying to hold that mortgage payment until the next month when you redo your budget, and it's the first thing out the door, and it's late because you didn't get the budget done or your paycheck, jumped around. Like you said, it's every 2 weeks, so it doesn't land right on the first of the month, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that'll do it.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Hey, thanks for the call. Appreciate you joining us. Yeah, if you go back to the zero-based budget where every dollar has an assignment, that's the whole concept. And then the trick is not only do you lay that out, not only do you get your spouse's agreement where you pinky swear and spit shake, we're going to stick to that, but then you have to stick to it.
Yeah. Well, you're getting that money in she's like you're saying, she's getting the money right there on the 30th to the 31st.
No, she's getting it every 2 weeks.
Yeah, so it'd be the 15th and the 30th?
No, every 2 weeks. You don't know. It's going to end up weird.
Yep.
All through every month's going to be different.
Yeah.
When you get paid. And twice a year, she's going to have a magic month where she gets 3 paychecks.
Yeah.
And that month needs to be budgeting 3 paychecks. Mm-hmm. What are we going to do with the 3 paychecks? That third paycheck feels like a bonus if you've learned to live on 2 paychecks a month. Mm-hmm. And that all could go towards that snowball or something else then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if anything's going to get paid, it needs to be the mortgage. She needs to make sure that happens.
Yeah. Food and lights and mortgage. That's right off the top before you do anything.
Yeah.
Brian's with us in Tampa. Hey, Brian, how are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Better than I deserve. Your question for Chris and I.
Question is regarding when in the debt snowball do you look at refinancing? So we're in the middle of our baby step 2 in paying off more of our debts, and refinancing would make, I guess, better long-term sense as far as getting out of the 30-year that we did before we met you and getting into a 15-year, but it would make our monthly payments go up $400 or $500.
Okay. And do you have the equity to roll the refinance costs into the refinance amount?
So right now, the house is mortgaged at $189, and we got about $240 we could probably sell it for. So we do have equity in it.
Okay. And what is your interest rate?
3.5 right now, and we could probably get to 3.25 or maybe 3 1/8.
I would not refinance that mortgage.
Okay, even if we plan to stay there 8 or 10 years?
Don't care. I mean, it's only a quarter. I mean, you're going to take forever with a quarter spread to get your money back. You can run the numbers on it, but basically we're talking about $400 a year, $500 a year savings. And so if you have a $4,000 refinance cost, it takes you 10 years to get your money back.
Okay.
That's a long break even. I wouldn't do it on 0.25%. I wouldn't fool with it. You can take a 30-year and pay it like a 15 and be out in 15 if you just jack up your payments if you want to do that. It's essentially extra principal payments.
What percentage rate of better improvement would you recommend?
Well, you want to have a break-even analysis where you get the closing costs back as a result of the interest rates, the interest amount saved within 3 or 4 years. Maybe 5, but I really wouldn't go more than 5.
Okay.
So go get a bid on it, get your closing costs, and take 0.25% on $189,000, and divide that dollar amount into that closing cost to see what your break even is. See if it doesn't end up about 10 years. I think it will.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've found so far, and at least in my mind, it didn't make all that much sense. But I guess. Would you get rid of all the other, the student loan debts before you would look at refinancing? Or if somehow it made sense to refinance, would you still do it while you're paying off your... I
would still do it while you're... let's say you had a 6% mortgage. Yeah, you'd do that one in a heartbeat. That spread would be unbelievable, right? Your break-even would be like 18 months or something. But I would roll the refinance costs into the mortgage so that there's no out-of-pocket cash, and the only strain is you strain your budget down a little bit, which slows down your debt snowball by the increased payment going from a 30 to a 15. So, yes, I would do that while you're in baby step 2, but only if there was a substantial savings. that's what you're after. So, Chris, the break-even analysis is the big thing on that.
Yeah, and then also, I mean, a lot of times we get distracted by 0.25%, or like I see this in savings accounts all the time. Hey, I could get another 0.25%, or not nowadays, it's like 0.1%.
Yeah.
If I went into you're just distracted with it. You're distracted with it. It's not really about that. It's about debt elimination. It's get it out of your life. And so if you're spending all this time on whether you can get this 0.25% decrease in your mortgage, it's less focused than you have on what really needs to happen is getting rid of that debt in your life. Don't let it be a distraction.
That's good. That's a good point, because it's more about the act of plowing through it than it is the actual math when you're doing it on such a short period of time.
Yep.
And in this case, I would refinance if there was enough of a spread while you're in baby step 2, if you can keep from taking the money out of your pocket to do it. And all that does is the slightly increased payment will slow down your debt snowball a little bit. So that's a good question. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
I literally started my business on a card table in my living room. In those days, I was the one responsible for keeping track of my expenses. And if I wanted my family to eat, I had to make sure the money was coming in. I was a true entrepreneur. Nowadays, I know there's a better way. It's called FreshBooks, and I'm a big fan of what they do. FreshBooks is an online software and mobile app that allows you to track your time, capture expenses, and create professional invoices. It's easy and it works. Find out what over 5 million entrepreneurs and small business owners just like you have already discovered. You can try it free today at getfreshbooks.com. Just enter the Dave Ramsey Show under How Did You Hear About Us for your free 30-day trial. That's getfreshbooks.com. And remember, enter the Dave Ramsey Show to get started today.
This is KCAA.
If you're trying to prevent home foreclosure, you need a law firm with extensive experience representing clients in protecting their homes from foreclosure. The Goodman Law Firm is a nationwide team of mortgage mitigation attorneys that provides legal advice and expertise you can trust. Our nationwide network includes local of-counsel foreclosure attorneys to represent you during the mortgage mitigation process. The Goodman firm has represented homeowners across the nation in resolving their troubled mortgages. We have the experience and the knowledge you can count on to best represent your interests. The banks have attorneys fighting to protect their interests, and so should you. Call the Goodman Law Firm at 888-800-6030. Take control of your mortgage situation today. Contact us at 888-800-6030 or through our website at arnoldgoodmanlaw.com.
Hi, I'm John Elway. Did you know that John Elway's Crown Toyota is the largest volume Toyota dealer in the Inland Empire? Here to give you the details is the General Sales Manager, Kara Brindley.
Well, at John Elway's Crown Toyota, we listen to you. And ever since we've changed to our new process, we post our one price, which is our best price, up front on every single vehicle. Now, customers are telling me they look forward to buying their next car from us.
So come visit John Elway's Crown Toyota today in the Giant Ontario Auto Center where the 10 and 15 meet.
One price, simple, no games.
Wondering what to do on your Friday drive home? Well, the bar's open and it's happy hour. Join us right here on KCAA 1050 AM on Friday at 3 for Trevor's Happy Hour with Lyle Fenimore. The gang's all going to be there, so dial it in. KCAA 1050 AM Fridays at 3 p.m. right after the Poor Man for Trevor's Happy Hour with Lyle Fenimore. Pour me a tall one. Brought to you by buysellmakeoffer.com.
Brown from the radio show Chris Brown's True Stewardship joins me this hour to help me answer questions. You can find out all about his show, what the Bible says about money, on 20 different Christian radio stations all across America, as well as a downloadable podcast every day. It's 30 minutes a day, and you can learn about it at stewardship.com is the website. And you can follow Chris on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those kinds of things. And the handle is at Chris Brown on Air, one word, at Chris Brown on Air. You'll be able to find him there. And you'll find his Twitter to be a little less snarky than mine because he's a pastor. And I don't think the sarcasm font works as well on his phone as it does on mine. So Cindy is with us in Fort Lauderdale. Hi, Cindy. How are you?
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. How can we help?
Well, I just discovered all of your books, and I've gobbled it all up, and I'm so happy that I did. So I'm thankful for everything that you do.
Thank you.
So the first question, the question is basically, I'm in sales in real estate. My husband is also in sales. I have a real estate coach, which I pay $455 for every single year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every month, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started about 5 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I just discovered the Total Money Makeover. So now I'm thinking, should I continue with the coaching program? Again, I just started about 5 months ago, so I haven't really gotten all of what I probably should get out of it just yet.
Mm-hmm.
But my question is, should I continue with the coaching program still, or should I put it off to the side until I'm debt-free?
How many houses a month are you selling?
I would say one a month. I have another part-time that compensates for a little steadier income,
Mm-hmm.
and then anytime I sell a house, it's kind of like a bonus.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is the coach not helping you?
He is. Like, overall, yes. It would take maybe a year to get the full picture about what to do. I mean, I've been in the business for over 10 years. I kind of know what to do.
It does not take a year. It does not take a year to hear from a coach what you need to do in the real estate business.
All right.
The top realtors in America, the vast majority of them use coaches.
Okay.
And if you're gonna do that, but the top realtors in America sell a house a minute, not a house every month. And so
Right.
you're going to have to get your volume up, but you're not doing some of the stuff the coach is telling you to do, are you?
Not 100%, no. I gotta admit.
Okay, that's kind of like getting a personal trainer and they tell you don't eat 6 hamburgers and then you do. And then you turn around and ask me if a personal trainer is worth the fee or not. So, yeah, I don't know who you have as a coach. I know several of the real estate coaches personally. We have our endorsed local provider real estate team that is coached as well. The top realtors in America that we endorse, most of them are coached, and we do some coaching for them here as well. And the reason we started it is we found this huge correlation between the production level in that world, in the residential real estate world, and having a high quality, in your face coach. But you're going to get out of it what you put into it. Chris, you come out of the real estate business. What have you seen?
Yeah, actually, I'm still a little convicted because I'm the guy who has a trainer and eats 6 hamburgers. So, I'm a little convicted here, Cindy. Now, listen, if you're still in debt, the bottom line is you're paying for a service you can't afford from a financial standpoint.
Unless it's causing you to make more than it costs.
Yeah. And secondly, I would just say, until you're doing everything that's free, there's lots of free stuff available out there. Until you're doing all that, we live in the technology age. There's tons of good coaching out there for free. When you're fully leveraging that, then you can come back to the idea.
Yeah, you got to be selling more houses.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to have a volume. But if you can say, all right, I'm going to start doing everything he says, and that's going to cause me to sell 4 houses a month instead of 1, well, instantly this paid for itself. Mm-hmm. But if you're not going to take the advice and use it, therefore you're not getting an ROI on it, you're not getting a return on this investment, then you should not do it. But again, let me tell you that the top producing agents, the ones that sell 100 houses a year, 200 houses a year, 300 houses a year, that kind of thing, almost all of them have coaches. Yeah. And some of them are coaches as well. I mean, it just has become very integrated into that world. Mike's on the line in Austin, Texas. Hey, Mike, your question for us.
Hi, Dave. Thank you for taking my call first off.
Sure.
Well, it's kind of I'm in a bad situation financially with my current job. It's kind of both good and bad, because if it wasn't for this job, I never would have even heard of you or started listening to you. So I drive around for work. I'm a sales rep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 1099.
Mm-hmm.
My mileage is killing me. Not only is my mileage killing me, but like it's just not. I'm at the end of the day, I feel like I'm going backwards.
Well, your income is killing you.
My income is destroying me.
Yeah, what is your income?
And you know, I've made every mistake under the sun financially. It kind of.
What is your income?
It's kind of my income. It varies wildly. I can make.
What will you make in a year?
Probably about 50.
Then mileage shouldn't be killing you.
But the mileage is. I mean, I'm in the state of Texas. I drive sometimes 2,000 miles a week.
Uh-huh. And you don't get paid miles. Okay.
No, I'm 1099.
Yeah, okay.
And it just feels like I'm not making any headway. I just recently bought your book. I'm trying to learn.
What 1099 means is it means you're in business for yourself. Okay?
It means I'm in business for myself, yes.
And so you have an income of $50,000 and you have expenses associated with your transportation.
Yes.
If your income minus your expenses are not giving you enough net profit, then you don't have a good deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So can you increase your sales amount?
I mean, that is in the possibility, but my sales are actually about to decrease because some of our operations has gone to distribution. So I'm about to lose half of what I already have. So, I mean,
sounds like it's time to look for something else to sell.
It sounds well. I'm kind of maybe even use my degree, for crying out loud. But
What is your degree in?
My degree is in finance.
Okay, cool. What are you going to do with that?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's been a real bumpy road out of college. You know, I've been trying to figure out where to go and what to do. And I mean, I have this degree. I just don't really know what avenue to go with it.
Mike. Hey, Mike, it sounds like you've made up your mind. The way you're talking about this job, you don't want to be there, regardless. If you made 70, you wouldn't want to be there. It doesn't sound like you like it. And I don't hear any passion in your voice. I think more all the focus and the energy needs to go towards how are you going to leave this job?
Yeah,
that's how. And so,
that's what I don't. That's one thing that they don't teach you in college is how to find direction. Like
So you're probably netting around 35,000. Is probably what you're netting after your taxes, maybe even 30.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is you need to live on 20. You need to tighten that budget. You need to have some money in savings so that when you go to make the job change, you are in a good spot and you've got some self-insurance. You've got some savings. And then don't burn a bridge on your way out. Okay, make sure you leave with integrity.
There you go. And let me send you a copy of the book Start, which will help you start to dream again and get back. You've got to get up above this problem. You're down in the weeds, and get up above the problem and think strategically about your life again, rather than tactically. Tactically is what job to get. What do I want? How do I do this? What do I do? What's the next step? Strategic is getting back up there and dreaming again, saying, okay, 10 years from now, what do I want to be doing? Mm-hmm. And then what are the steps or the entry-level type things I have to do in order to get there? And step by step by step, go through the whole process in the book Start. Mm-hmm. So that's... And it's okay to do stuff that's unpleasant for a period of time if it's taking you somewhere. Mm-hmm. Don't be afraid to do that. Every job is not about my passion. Every job is not about, this brings me joy. But it's got to take you somewhere in the process. Chris Brown, thank you for joining me this hour.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Chris Brown's True Stewardship. You can learn about his show and follow him. All of the handles are at Chris Brown on air. And you can jump on the website at stewardship.com and find all the info you need as well. That puts this hour of the Dave Ramsey Show in the books.
KCAA invites you to support our very own Relationships 2.0 host, Michelle Skeen, in raising funds for the Ronald McDonald House Charities in the 38th Annual Chicago Marathon, October 11th. Every year, RMHC and its local chapters give more than 7 million children the strength to persevere as they run their own marathons, fighting illness and injury throughout months, sometimes years. Michelle will be running in the marathon, and if you would like to join her in becoming a Team RMHC runner, please go to the RMHC homepage or simply Google RMHC, Ronald McDonald House Charities. You can also help by contributing in fundraising efforts or by becoming part of the year-round sponsorship of Ronald McDonald House Charities. For more information about RMHC, visit rmhc.org. And remember to give your support to KCAA's Relationships 2.0 host, Michelle Skeen, as she runs the 38th Annual Chicago Marathon in support of Ronald McDonald House Charities.
This is KCAA Loma Linda, the station that leaves no listener behind. CNBC News is next, a courtesy of BuySellMakeOffer.com, where you can post a video about items you have for sale.
I'm Stephanie
Sign up
Shelton,
now.
CNBC
It's free.
Radio.